Hello, hello, I'm the official name rater. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Today, we're looking at Fuecoco, Crocalor, and Skeledirge, which, gonna be honest, didn't know how to pronounce, but I went ahead and looked into it, and I guess that's it. I do need to continue watching the anime so I can learn more pronunciations. I don't know how to pronounce the pig one yet, to be honest. Also, shout out for the 10 out of 10 great Spanish-inspired nicknames. Fuecoco, love it. Crocalor, absolutely adore it. That one, like, it rolls off the tongue so much. Skeledirge, to me, is a little weird. Also disappointed that we didn't get a fire snake, because that would have been really cool with the skeleton motif. Also kind of disappointed that it's a Pokemon about singing, because I feel like I would enjoy the Pokemon more if it was just a cool-ass fucking fire crocodile with a skeleton motif instead of a singing crocodile. That's less cool. Mr. Burns. I feel like I've seen that one before somewhere. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Skeleton John, I kind of fuck with a little bit. That one's like a nice pun. Like, I would not use it, but I will give you props for it. Crocstar is also a nice pun. I'm okay with that one. Also, while that is on mind, it's actually kind of annoying that his hidden ability isn't like punk rock, which would have boosted Torch songs and Hyper Voice. Like, I kind of understand why they didn't, but he really should have had punk rock for his hidden ability. King K. Rool. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of surprised I didn't think about that. But yeah, that's one. I feel like we've probably used or seen that in the past, but I don't think I've used it. I'm trying to think what other crocodile gator Pokemon. For alligator and crocodile are the two that come to mind, and I want to say Kremling was talked about in the past, and I know K. Rool was mentioned, but I don't think I've ever used it because it just felt too on the nose for me, and I kind of like Kremling a little bit better. And I think also Critter. I think Critter was another one. What's the guy from Sonic? Vector. Ricky Martin for a Spanish singer. Okay. Croc and Roll. I'm okay with. I'm actually enjoying the amount of puns going on here. So Crocomire was actually the first thing I thought of, but I want to say I put Crocomire on my, what do you call it, Crocodile, and I was just like, damn, I really don't want to fucking think of a new nickname for Crocodile just because a better Pokemon came out. And that is a dilemma that you're gonna come into. And Crocomire is objectively one of the best fucking choices you could put on Skeledirge. That's up there. It is fire, it is crocodile, it fits. It's also ghost because Crocomire's dead. He's also skeleton because you boil Crocomire alive. Like, it's kind of there, bro. For me, I just didn't because I didn't want to take it off Crocodile. But if you're not like me and didn't name your Crocodile Crocomire, then yeah, put it on Skeledirge instead, bro. Baron Samadi! Fuck with that. You don't need to put Baron in there in the parentheses. I also think it's technically Samadi. But yeah, what's another Pokemon? I think Marowak is the only other Pokemon with a bone skeleton motif. Kind of weird to think about that over 30 years we've only gotten 2. But yeah, if you want also inspiration from the skull side of things, then maybe check out the Marowak episode after this. I'll acknowledge Shakira as an alternative for Ricky Martin. And let me tell you, Latinas love Shakira. Alternatively, technically, this also has a singing motif, so not that I think the Meloetta episode was any good. I think it was actually kind of bare bones and shit. But maybe also consider the Meloetta episode or whatever other Pokemon does a sing, which the only other one I can think of is like Jigglypuff, which we're about to redo that one soon. Bernie Sanders. Gatorade! Or is it Gatorade? I kind of like the idea of both of them being on both Pokemon. You could put like a hyphen in between or capital R or something. I like Dingodile. I do. That's a good one, actually. Can I go ahead and shout out, Crash Bandicoot has some of the most colorful and unique fucking villains. And I love that. Like, they had some really fucking cool top tier shit. King Crimson. I don't know if this is what they're aiming for, if there's some other King Crimson, but I feel like I've seen King Crimson in the past before, probably by my brother's suggestion. I only know of it because of Guitar Hero 5 and 21st Century Schizoid Man. That's the only thing I know of, so if there's another King Crimson out there, I don't know it. But the name could work for a lot of red-based Pokemon. Alternative to King Croc is Killer Croc. There's a DC villain for you. Spitfire is one we see every now and again, and there's a rule on the channel if you look at the channel trailer that says can't be based off a thing in Pokemon universe, which Magmar is a Spitfire Pokemon. I don't expect a lot of people to know that. That's just a dumb thing that stands out in my fucking mind, so as a result, I personally can't use Spitfire ever. Do I think it's a great name? Yes, actually, I think it's a really good name. Wildfire, we've talked about that millions of times before. Arcanine's always the one that comes to mind. When I eventually get around to making my generic fire-type nicknames, I wonder how many times I'm going to count this. Zuko's another one we see quite often. I actually might suggest you hold off to that one and put that on, like, what's his name? Cerulege? Because he has swords. And you know who else uses swords and fire? Zuko. Habanero. I feel like I've seen other peppers, but maybe I'm crazy. I mix tripping and crazy at the same time. Mushu. We also see this one all the time. Moving on. Spyro. Also see this one. I mean, every now and again. Spyro would be better if it's a shiny, I suppose. I really actually kind of hate the idea that shiny's pink, if I'm honest. I don't have a problem with Spyro as a nickname, I just don't think it fits singing fire skeleton crocodile, which is a lot of fucking adjectives for that Pokemon. Sir Flames a lot. This one's not a good idea at all, but when I saw Bones, I thought of Them Bones by Alice in Chains. And I don't necessarily hate the idea of that as a nickname, but I don't think I would ever use it. Unless they make a Pokemon that's literally nothing but a pile of bones. Come back to me on that one, Game Freak. Ozai is another one we see quite often, any sort of avatar-based thing, which I didn't mention that with Zuko. But yes, avatar-based nicknames are fine. Not really anything else extra to say about it. Other than, I guess, the consistent time where I mentioned up Ukazi based off the Yu-Gi-Oh card. I just want to point out real quick, this is a link for Quaquaval, but if you go ahead and Control F it, you can find Skeledirge, which then takes me to this link. Thanks, Tom. I think my favorite part about this is that only some of them have actual descriptions on why he put them. Others, he's just like, bro, I don't fucking know. I just took him off of Google and that was it. I didn't bother thinking about why. And like half of it is just already its nickname. So I can't wait to scroll down more and see Skelly in there, and for him to explain to me that Skelly is short for skeleton. Oh, you know another great thing? Not seeing the Tumblr idiot. Oh, I hope he doesn't fuck up this generation. Oh, he put Skelly! Ah! I'm gonna drink bleach now. I just want to point out, sometimes TikTok will show up. I don't usually... First off, it never really gives me the answer I'm looking for, so I just ignore it. But I do want to make fun of this guy who put, did you know this about Skeledirge? Did you know that WD Michael is a fucking twat who has to do some clickbait bullshit and beat around the bush and put this in all capitals and then put the stupid emote face on there because that's what he looks like when he sees a cock? Fuck you, Michael, you little bitch. Anyway, that's the bottom of Google, and that's it. Now, one thing we didn't come across is the what do you name your Pokemon Reddit, and if you click on it, it still doesn't show up. So I'm going to go out of my way to see if I can find it. Thank you for how to pronounce Skeledirge. Croissant? Oh, okay. It's still... No, why is Biting Firefang there? It's still not there. Still not there. Okay, well, we can't find it. I don't know. I would look that one up because it's usually a staple of the series, but whatever. So, we'll go over the comment suggestions real quick, which are Mr. Vile, Red Gator from Banjo-Kazooie. Honestly, I think that one also was probably showed up in the Crocodile episode, and Mr. Vile, like King K. Rool, is like very on the nose for me. So it's like, it's not a bad name, and I like the reference, but this is like, I think I talked about this in the Hariyama episode, where it's like, you think of a name and you're like, oh no, that's too obvious, everyone will think about it. But there wasn't a single person on the internet that put that there at all. I don't know, to me it's just too on the nose. I don't have a problem with it, it's just I avoid it because it feels too obvious to me. Bolero after Bolero Fire, continuing that theme that I liked. K-Rool's on fire. We mentioned K-Rool. Iroh, it's a fire ghost that was reborn just like Iroh after his son died. Is this about Avatar? Because I don't think so. I feel like it is, but that... Oh, yeah, that's right. His son did die. I was busy thinking about Zuko. I was like, Zuko didn't die. Zuko's his nephew. Okay, so my only real objection with Iroh is that he has the nickname the Dragon of the West. So I feel like it's better fit on a dragon Pokemon, personally. It's fine otherwise, but for that purpose, I feel like which Fire Dragon, it's kind of limited to, like, what, Turtonator and Reshiram, that's about it. Doesn't have to be a fighter, but it could be a pure dragon if you wanted it to. That's just my thought process behind it. You can do whatever you want. I can't stop you. I don't know where you live. I won't show up to your house. And personally, I got better things to do. Alright. I didn't write down shit, but I will mention that very first Reddit we mentioned at the beginning of the video had a lot of puns in there, and I really considered writing stuff down, but I also considered, holy shit, I don't want to have to scroll and read through all of this again. So, the only one I had written down that we mentioned in this episode was Crocalor. Again, perfect choice. Absolutely perfect choice. I'm just lazy. So the one I actually ended up using was suggested to me by one of my Brazilian friends, who, before the game was released, he's like, I don't know what the fuck, I just call it Dodongo. And I'm like, holy shit, that's a really good fucking choice. And he also named another Pokemon with another great nickname, and I was like, this guy's really good at nicknaming Pokemon, what the hell? So, yeah, Dodongo from Zelda. I don't know how we've never mentioned Dodongo in an episode of Name Raider before, but it's a really good choice. And considering it's a quadruped, technically Dodongos are bipedal, but it's still, you know, close to ground, that's something that's going to fit Skeledirge better than it's going to fit Feraligatr or Crocodile, because those are bipedal standing up. You see what I mean? That's pretty much my entire argument. They also both breathe fire. Another difference is one's green and one's red, but who cares? Skeledirge dislikes smoke. If this episode didn't help you, consider the Feraligatr, the Crocodile, the Marowak, the Meloetta. There's a lot of directions and themes we can go with this Pokemon, and it's actually kind of cool. Another one I really liked was Baron Samadi. I like that one. Ghost Rider, I remember being a highlight from the Marowak episode, because skeleton and fire. I kind of think it's better suited on Marowak than Skeledirge, but just another idea for you if you want to look at that stuff. Any other ideas and suggestions you have, feel free to put in the comments below. Give thumbs up to the ones you think are good. Let us know what you'd use and what you'd recommend. Crocodiles are fucking scary. I'm very glad I don't live in Florida. I would probably be dead.